Hello everybody. Riot has put out a patch preview for patch 12.12b and patch 12.13. Patch 12.12b is a hotfix that will be going live in a few days. I believe 2 days from this video. This is a bit unprecedented. Normally if they announce they're doing a hotfix and then they don't just immediately do the hotfix that's reserved for large patches or Christmas break or things like that. They've never really done this before. Normally if they say we're gonna do a hotfix, they just hotfix and then it goes live, right? So patch 12.12b, these are in the yellow. These will be going live in 2 days. The rest of them will be going live in a few weeks. So none of this is live now. This is a preview. As it is a preview, we will be spending less time on this because that's why I do the actual patch note videos. Okay, so what's going on in this preview? Renekton, to the shock of absolutely nobody, is getting buffed because yeah, when everyone got tankier early game and he was already not doing very good, and then the champion durability update messed with his itemization and all that stuff, he's not doing good. This is Diamond Plus. I'm not going to go into Masters Plus because we're pretty early in this patch and there's only like 1,000 or 2,000 games there. But with 5,000 games, we're putting in Diamond Plus, where Renekton typically does better at the higher ranks. He's now not doing well. He's doing a 48% win rate, 22nd highest pick rate. Renekton is typically balanced to like 48, 49% win rate, but that's typically when he's in like the top 5 picks. This is not good for Renekton. So shockingly, yeah, oh wow, the durability update killed him. Elise, same thing. Turrets are deadlier. The early game is tankier. A champion who doesn't really scale and who relies entirely on early game cheesing is getting buffed. My personal opinion, leave Elise dead. 1, she's stupid. 2, she's stupid. 3, she's stupid. I hate everything about that champion. She's literally just an early game spam gank cheese jungler. She literally just gets level 3 and then she's like, bye bye jungle, time to only gank from now on. Evelyn's getting buffed. No, once again, I don't believe actually we should buff Evelyn, but yeah, okay, Elise and Evelyn are doing worse. Evelyn can't one-shot people with her dumbass Void Staff build anymore, which does severely restrict her ability to be good. I have noticed both on my team and the opposing team, Evelyn is frustratingly not good. Fiddlesticks is getting buffed because they nerfed him stupidly, I think. Didn't they they nerfed him randomly or stupidly or something? I don't know. I'm not gonna spend too much time thinking about this one. He sucks right now. He sucks. A champion who relies entirely on killing people with his ultimate sucks. I'm hoping they don't just buff his ult damage. I'm hoping for all 3 of these champions, they don't just go, wow, now that they can't one-shot people, they're bad. Let's make them one-shot people again, right? Like I'm hoping we're not gonna slowly undo all the durability update. Like I'm hoping we don't do that, okay? I'm hoping we don't do this one, right? Kled's getting buffed. Okay, to the shock of absolutely nobody, here's what happened to Kled. He was rebalanced entirely around the idea that his Q would be a 60% healing debuff and he'd be a counterpick to healing champions. Then they nerfed his Q to a 40% healing debuff, which, for those of you who don't know, 60 to 40 is a significant nerf. They buffed up his health and his W thing, but look, the problem with Kled is that he doesn't do any sustained damage at all. Now that he can't kill people in his combo after the durability update, he has no sustained damage. Now, the last time they buffed him, they lowered his cooldown, so I'm hoping for all these champions, I'm hoping that's what they're going for, right? Lowering cooldowns, giving Fids more healing, maybe Evelyn gets the lower cooldown, maybe something like that, right? Like that's what I'm hoping they're gonna go for with these changes. Like I'm hoping we're not just going and undoing the durability update by allowing the one-shot champions to, you know, just straight one-shot everybody again. Okay, so with Kled needs armor pen in my opinion, but armor pen might give him too much one-shotting. I'm not sure. Either way, maybe something. I'm not sure. Maybe I don't know. Anyway, Karthus has been doing bad. His ultimate is much harder to get one-shots with. I've also noticed that in team fights, he's just doing worse. He runs in, dies, doesn't kill anyone, and then that's it. It used to be he would run in, die, maybe kill 2 people, and kind of just win the game. So I'm not sure where to go with Karthus. Yeah. Talia got nerfed into the ground, which I'm okay with, and then they're gonna buff her. Okay, so I'm not really sure what to do with Talia. Her rework definitely made her an anti-mobility pick, but the problem is she became an anti-mobility pick so hard that unless you then had mobility, you could never touch her, which tends to happen when Riot does anti-mobility. Read Cassiopeia. Basically what ends up happening is that they make an anti-mobility pick, but they make the anti-mobility pick so good at stomping down mobility champions that then if you don't have gap closers, you can never touch them. So like Kiana puts down her stun field, but then she also slows you with her Q spams from 900 range, and oh boy, if you're not like, I mean, there's just no way to touch her without clever use of gap closers. Galileo is underpowered right now. Unfortunately, he just has never been very good. He stopped scaling pretty hundreds of years ago. I don't think he's really done any technological discoveries for hundreds of years. I'm not really sure what he's been up to, but yeah, Galileo's gonna get buffed. Maybe keep him up to date with Einstein. Vex is getting buffed. Okay, so much like these champions, Vex can't one-shot. I'm hoping they do something like maybe she gets more mobility, or maybe she gets longer range in her Q, or maybe she shields her more. I'm hoping, once again, with all these one-shot champions who are useless after the one-shot update, I'm hoping their response isn't just make them one-shot again. I'm hoping. Okay, Master Yi. Yeah, Master Yi got nerfed into the goddamn ground. And in fact, let's go to all ranks. This is at the low ranks. Even at the low ranks, Master Yi can't even get his 50% win rate. He got nerfed into the goddamn ground because, shockingly, after the durability update, after everyone got tankier, Master Yi was dominating. So they nerfed him into the ground, and they kind of just forgot him for a few patches. Just like, go the fuck away, buddy. Olaf Jungle's getting buffed, but in my opinion, Olaf Jungle and Olaf Top are underperforming. Olaf Top, yeah, his pick rate has gone down substantially. His win rate has gone down substantially. Even at all ranks, even at the lower ranks, he can't really seem to do anything. At Masters Plus, he's basically, yeah, I mean, he's gone down again substantially. I actually think Olaf is one of the champions who's balanced at like a 51-52% win rate, because he tends to snowball hard, because people tend to, against his current iteration, they just tend to play stupid. I've noticed that a lot when I played him. People just play stupid against Olaf. So Shaco is getting buffed. I'm gonna be dead honest with you. I don't really actually know what's going on with Shaco. They did that little update to him where they made him squishier but do more damage. Maybe they can make him tankier again. Please don't buff his damage. This is gonna be a recurring theme. I'm gonna keep saying this because I really, really hope Riot does not just turn around and undo the durability update by going through and, well, you know, just making everyone do more damage. Katarina's getting buffed, so Katarina seems to be in a weird position. She's very underpowered right now, but the thing is, she has an item build that is doing very, very good. And instead of doing that, or I should say not good. She has an item build that's not doing bad. There we go. She has an item build that's not doing bad. Nashor's Tooth into Proto Belt isn't doing, sorry, Rocket Belt isn't doing bad, but it's not doing good. So the thing with Katarina is if people were actually playing her properly, she would be at a more of a 48-49% win rate. But while that would be a little bit underpowered, I'm really, really hoping Riot understands that Katarina is not doing this bad. She's only a little underpowered. A little, okay? Not useless, not unplayable, just a little underpowered. So I'm hoping, because I looked at that, I can do that, right? Like, I had my spare time when I looked this shit up, right? So I'm hoping that Riot can also use their spare time and look up the Katarina stats and be like, man, we should buff her, but maybe only a little buff. I'm hoping. Caitlyn's getting buffed because, okay, yeah, the durability update. By the way, we're in the hot fixes, so these will be live in a few days. Caitlyn's getting buffed because she's been useless since the durability update. I'm gonna be honest. Caitlyn was always based around trick one-shotting people, and look, the problem with balancing champions, on tricky builds and tricky playstyles. The problem has always been that if the meta ever shifts, they just fall off a cliff, right? Like when they're balanced very, very carefully, like right like this, and anything can make them fall off, that's a bad way to balance a champion. Leona's getting buffed. Okay, so here's the thing with Leona. Leona's been just useless since the durability update. She fell off a goddamn cliff and has not been useful at all. And I didn't suspect that. I don't think anybody suspected that. The problem is Leona is actually so hated by the community that nobody talked about it. Nobody mentioned it. Nobody brought it up. Nobody said anything. Everyone was like, if we don't say anything, Riot won't buff Leona. And I've brought it up a few times that Leona is just like useless and Riot isn't buffing her. And it's really weird that they're just not buffing a champion who's useless. So they're finally going through and now hotfix buffing her, which is honestly fine. She actually is useless. Corki and Volibear are being nerfed next patch. That's fine. Volibear is overpowered. At the low to the mid and even to the mid-high ranks, Volibear is just completely dominant. If you don't go with his janky AD build, you don't go with his janky AP build, tank Volibear is just completely dominant right now. What Riot should consider to bring it down is to lower the maybe lower the missing health heal on his W, or lower the percent health damage on his W. That would probably be fair. If they want to keep his AP and his AD builds more viable, I don't think they can keep them without, I don't think they can go without nerfing them at all. But if they want to do a nerf that targets primarily his tank build, which is the one that's dominating, they should target maybe the health ratio on his W. Yeah. Belvette's getting nerfed. She's just broken as fuck. Senna's getting nerfed. She's just broken as fuck. Tahm Kench is getting nerfed. Okay, so the problem with Tahm Kench and the reason that Riot needs to do their goddamn homework, Tahm Kench, here, I actually need to go to duos here. Tahm Kench is only, look at this, look at this. Look at me, Riot, look at me. Tahm Kench bot is literally only being played with Senna. 7,800, I need to move my camera here. 7,811 games with Senna, 60 with Ashe, 46 with Seraphine. Suffice it to say, yes, 99% of his bot games are being played with Seraphine, or sorry, with Senna. He is overpowered in bot with Senna. Senna is what makes him overpowered. If we actually go to Tahm Kench and we look at him being played in support, we can see he's terrible. Riot. Senna is the problem. Senna is the issue. Senna breaks the game. You are nerfing Tahm Kench because of Senna. That is stupid. This is a stupid decision, Riot. You're a bad company. Okay, I'm gonna say this to be completely blunt. Riot August, you are the live design lead right now, correct? And Senna is your pet project. She is breaking Tahm Kench. Rather than admit in your heart what we all know is true. We all know it in our hearts. Senna breaks balance. Senna is breaking Tahm Kench. Tahm Kench is only being played with Senna. Without Senna, Tahm Kench is useless. In your heart, you know this. And you are nerfing Tahm Kench anyway to protect your pet balance project, Senna, who is broken. She is dominating the game. She is completely stupid. She needs to be killed. Kill her. Yumi's being nerfed. Okay. Lethality mythics are being buffed. Now, I wanted to actually go through this one. I'm curious if Riot is going to nerf Kiana, Aatrox, Gangplank, Draven, Kayn, Rengar, and Rek'Sai, who are all doing fine or better than fine while using lethality mythics, or if Riot is going to wait till after this patch to then nerf them. Buffing lethality mythics is stupid. That's all I have to say. They're not underpowered. They are being used. Several champions are using them right now. If you buff them, you will have to go through and nerf all these other champions. Gwen is getting adjusted. I'm not going to go over that. We'll go over it when we go over it. Divine Thunder is getting adjusted. We'll go over it when we go over it. The thing is, these changes are in the PvE, but they're being iterated on, and they will be iterated on for weeks. So until Riot puts out the actual changes themselves, there's no real point in going over them, because I could go over them in this video and then they'll just be iterated on, and if they're stupid now, they're gonna get adjusted later, right? So there's no real point in doing that, and plus it keeps this video shorter. So there we go. That's the patch preview 12.12b and 12.13. When these changes go live and we have the actual notes, I'll go over them. Until then, these changes won't be live for a while. These ones will be live in a few days. We'll go over them. That's just what's going on in League today with the League news. Oh, did I do League news at the beginning of the video? I didn't. Okay, well, there we go. Hashinshin League news. Make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, make sure to leave a comment on any of your thoughts on any of this. As always, join my Patreon. Remember, the more you support me on Patreon, the more I can do, because then I can pay my rent, which is always nice. I've always found it's nice to be able to pay rent. Everyone's enjoyed that. So make sure to join me on Patreon. Thank you to all my YouTube members, and thank you anybody who just watches this video. Thank you all. You're the real heroes. Thank you, everybody. Goodbye.